Hi guys, welcome to a new lesson of React. Today we are going to talk about class components. We are going to create one and use it and see the differences between class components and functional components and where it's better to use one. So let's get started. A class component it's an ES6 class that extends a component class in React. So it inherits all the methods, the life cycles a React component needs. It gives our component all the functionalities needed by React to work correctly. It can receive props also, like functional components, and it returns an React element, HTML, which describes the UI. So we are going to create a welcome component that will show a welcome message. So let's create a folder, welcome, and inside it a welcome.js file. Inside here we're going to use import React from React, and let's start by using a ES6 class. Class welcome extends. So we have two ways of using this. Either we use React.Component or we destructure here, so it looks nicer. Now we use the component. So the real purpose of class components in React is to hold state. So let's initialize the state. First thing we need to use a constructor and super props. Now we can access the props that are sent inside this component with this.props. And now we are going to initialize the state. And let's have a message, for example, hello. Now we initialize the state, so this constructor will be called when the instance of the class is initialized. So first thing, it will initialize the state, and after that let's use the render method to return the JSX. Render, return the JSX, and we have then h1, and here we're going to use this.state.message. And now let's export it so we can use it elsewhere. Export default welcome. So this is our class. Let's use it now in app.js. Inside main, welcome. And now we're going to see the message hello. Okay, so now let's send props inside this component. Name John. And now we can access this prop with this.props here. So we can show the name, this.props.name. So the render method will return what needs to be displayed by the component. React class components also offer several lifecycle methods for mounting, updating, and unmounting the component. They are mostly used as container components. For example, let's say this is a dog list class. We have the state here, dogs array. We map the array here and send the data through each functional component, like for example a dog. So the functional components will show the data, and we will use the methods here to change the data and send them inside the components and use them on click, for example on a button. So let's see the differences between functional components and class components. So functional components are simple functions that returns JSX. We have the absence of this keyword that is used in class components. It's a solution without using the state until hooks. They are presentational, stateless, so we can use the class component as a container and show the data from that class component inside functional components. It describes the UI, and they have minimal boilerplate, so it's less code to write. In case of class components, they are more complex. You need to write more code. They can maintain their own state. They provide lifecycle hooks, So for example, when the component initializes, we can use a lifecycle, or when it destroys, or when something changes, when a prop changes. I will make a video about lifecycles in the future. We can use them as containers. They're stateful, and there is more code to write. So there are two ways. Either we use functional components with hooks, the way I code at the moment, or we use class components as containers. We change the data and send them in functional components. So this is the functional and the class components. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and see you in the next video.